To a developing story now as tensions mount over Russia and Ukraine. The White House says a Russian invasion could be just days away and is sending 3,000 more troops to the region.
The Biden administration says Americans in Ukraine should leave now. CBS 2's Natalie Brand reports that they won't be rescued if war breaks out. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan repeated an urgent warning from the president for Americans to get out of Ukraine immediately.
The risk is now high enough and the threat is immediate enough that prudence demands that it is the time to leave now.
Sullivan says intelligence reveals Russia has now amassed all the forces it needs to start a major military action against Ukraine if Russian President Vladimir Putin decides to move forward.
We can't pinpoint the day at this point, and we can't pinpoint the hour, but what we can say is that there is a credible prospect that a Russian military action would take place even before the end of the Olympics.
The president told NBC News' Lester Holt that he will not send U.S. troops into Ukraine to rescue Americans if Russia invades.
We're dealing with one of the largest armies in the world. This is a very different situation, and things could go crazy quickly.
Earlier Friday, the president spoke to world leaders and NATO allies via video conference. The White House and NATO says they are united and prepared for any scenario.
Well, we have communicated to our allies and partners, all 30 allies in NATO, plus a range of other partners, our latest intelligence information, and it does not include a statement that Vladimir Putin has definitively given an order to proceed with the invasion.
Russia announced no-go zones prohibiting aircraft and fishing boats in parts of the Black Sea surrounding Ukraine. Russia says the restrictions are in place for military exercises next week.
From the north, from the east, the Russians are in a position to be able to mount a major military action in Ukraine any day now.
While the Biden administration says it will not send U.S. troops to fight in Ukraine, it's beefing up the defenses of nearby NATO countries. A striker group of nearly 1,000 U.S. soldiers arrived in Romania Friday. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
And the Air Force says it's also deploying an F-16 squadron to Romania. This is on top of the nearly 2,000 troops from the 82nd Airborne who arrived in Poland earlier in the week.